The second specific issue I wanted to mention was the continued integration of the North American economy. Certainly here, after those September 11th attacks, we had a lot of work to do to make sure that the U.S.-Canada border was open for business, open for tourism, while closed down to the terrorists and others who seek to break the law. There were very clear instructions from Prime Minister Creighton and President Bush, and great leadership by John Manley and Tom Ridge. We put that Smart Border Action Plan together. We've implemented it. We've put more people and much more technology at the border. We've got the fast lanes for the trucks as well as for the passenger vehicles. I read recently we now have over 100,000 members in the Nexus program for passenger vehicles. We put in place integrated border enforcement teams. This was very important. These are law enforcement and intelligence agencies from every level of government, from both sides of the border, working in teams, using good intelligence and good law enforcement to stop terrorists, to stop the drug pushers and anyone else who seeks to break the law even before they get to the border. We've recently had some good news out of the Congress of the United States where the requirement for the passport at the land border has been postponed to June 1st of 2009. I think that might give us time to work on this passport card. I continue to worry about the impact that this requirement will have on border communities and on tourism. I think we should never forget that the trade and the tourism that goes between our two countries provides the livelihoods for millions of families on both sides of the border. We should never forget that. We now have this NAFTA Plus, the Security and Prosperity Partnership, that our three countries are working on, including Mexico. President Bush, President Fox, and Prime Minister Harper are committed to this. And by the way, Prime Minister Martin did get to go to the ranch. He went there on a meeting on this Security and Prosperity Partnership with President Bush and President Fox. But this will continue our economic integration. The ongoing liberalization of the rules of origin will continue. The regulatory cooperation framework where we can look at best practices and harmonization of our health and safety regulations. I think the beef is a good example here. The discovery of one cow with BSE no longer shuts down the border for beef trade between our two countries because we're able to put in place regulations that made sense and were fairly harmonized on both sides of the border. Now, I don't believe that we will ever have in name anyways, a common union like the Europeans have. I don't believe we'll have a common currency here in North America. But I believe that incrementally we will continue to integrate our economies because I believe it is in each of our national interests to do so. And along the way, I think we'll do a couple of things, and I think that, well, more than a couple of things, but I think 10 years from now, or maybe 15 years from now, we're going to look back and we're going to have a union in everything but name. And a couple of things that I think will happen is free trade for individuals. Right now we have free trade for businesses. But if you go on a shopping spree when you're down in New York, when you come back through Canadian Customs, you've got to fill out that form. And if you bought a lot of clothes down there in New York, you've got to pay a duty. I think we should have free trade for individuals here in North America. And I also think we should do what the Europeans have done and provide for labor mobility. I think that if you're a citizen of Mexico, Canada, the United States, you should be able to live or work in any of our three countries. I think we should let the market forces determine where the labor is going. I think that's exactly what's happening now with 12 million Mexicans in the United States. You know, we're now talking about building a fence and spending an awful lot of money trying to straighten this out. I think it would be far less expensive to provide for labor mobility and spend that money going after some real threats to the security of North America. Thank you.